So one thing about me is that I'm going to be in my bag and my Bible. Here are the verses that I focus on when I'm getting into it and preparing for a job interview. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6, Philippians 4, 6 through 7, Joshua 1 and 9, Psalms 90, 17, and then closing it out with Romans 8:28. And I go ahead and do me a little interview prayer, and then we get it done. But I need the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and I think you do too, in this down bad job market that we're living in. Okay? Okay, so welcome back to my Get Ready With Me series for using AI to prep for your job interviews and during your job interview process. I am your host, Jennifer, and I'm your favorite AI auntie. This is Jentrify Life TV, and let's just get into it. So, in the last episode, I showed you how to put together using Perplexity some questions to ask your interviewer as the interviewee. And today we're going to move all of that research, how to do your initial research and due diligence within Perplexity. And now we are going to be moving all of that research into NotebookLM. NotebookLM, if you don't know, is a Google product, and it is the best research product on the market. You could do so many things. If you're a student and you're not using NotebookLM, you're falling off. Okay. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to take all of the research that we did in the last episode. I made up a company. I'm not interviewing at Airbnb, but I just use Airbnb for the sake of this. So I'm going to take the research that I got from Airbnb, and I am going to go ahead and copy it and put it into NotebookLM. I'm going to start a new notebook since we're here. All you have to do is go to NotebookLM or Google it, NotebookLM. For the sake of this, I'm going to create a new notebook for us like so. And when you're using NotebookLM, this is how it looks. So we're going to do deep research because we're preparing for interview. You're preparing to get the bag. So this is what we got to do. Here's 4 ways how you can upload things into NotebookLM. You can upload files from your computer. You can get links, websites, YouTube videos, links to YouTube videos, and drop them in. You can drop stuff in from your Google Drive. Again, this is a Google product, so it works very well. All things Google. Or you can copy text in. So I have text. I'm going to copy it in. I'm going to insert it in. I'm creating a new notebook. I'm going to call it interview prep. Boom, new notebook is created. Okay, so I put what we had from Perplexity in here, and you see how NotebookLM automatically has all these different options, all these different questions you can then turn around and ask it. The important thing to remember about NotebookLM is that it doesn't output initially. You have to input information in here to get it out. It doesn't work with memory and different things like other chatbots or LLMs that you might be used to, like ChatGPT or Claude, right? It works. I believe they're going to be putting Gemini in here, or Gemini might already be in here, but Gemini's memory doesn't work the same way either. here are all the things you can do with this content. What I think is pretty dope is if you're preparing for an interview and you get everything that you want in here, you could turn it into a mini podcast. You could turn it into a video overview, a mind map. You could do a report, which is what I'm going to suggest that we do once we're done. You can do flashcards, a quiz. You can do an infographic. You can make a slide deck. You can add notes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to let it put all this information in here. In what ways does financial performance and service expansion drive company strategic growth? This is just good information for you to know, like if you're interviewing with a public company. So it puts all this information in here. Great. How does Airbnb utilize AI to improve the user experience? Great. Great information to know because somebody might ask you that on your interview. Analyze the key values. Super important because when you're interviewing, you always want to position the role, your unique values in the company and make sure that it aligns, right? And then when you're talking to the interviewer, you want to make sure, hey, I'm speaking from a place where I've noticed such and such about the company. I've noticed that you guys value innovation. Okay, here's how I also value that. And here's how that I've worked to make sure all of everything I do aligns with that, whatever. Like I made that up off the top of my head, but like you're going to always speak to make sure that the values align. Okay, then we talk about this is good to know too, so we're going to put that in there, right? I'm going to ask one final contextual question. Okay, so I'm going to put this last prompt in. How can knowing all this information give me a strategic advantage in an interview? Outline the top takeaways and learnings that I should speak to. If you know anything about me, a lot of times my stuff is not going to be spelled right. I just be trying to like get in whatever I'm thinking and get it out of my head. Okay. Basically, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. Use AI like a cheat code to getting whatever you want to get, to getting to whatever goal you have, to achieving whatever it is thing that you're trying to do. So basically, knowing this information gives you a strategic advantage by allowing you to demonstrate business fluency and the ability to connect a company's high level mission with bottom line financial resource. Boom. Like when you can speak to that, you're all good. So it allows you to speak to the company mission and growth, financial literacy, operational efficiency, cultural alignment, global citizenship, transparency and leadership strategy. And then what I would do is I would ask more questions. I would go in here and put in the hiring manager's LinkedIn right here. I will go ahead and add sources. I would drop in the hiring manager, whoever I know is on the team with the role I'm applying for, drop their LinkedIn's in here and put in a prompt that says, what can I speak to in the interview that will leave a lasting impression with this hiring manager? So once you come out of here, you have like a full notebook on this particular company, right? So let me just show you some other things you could do. Once you have your full notebook, you fully prepared, you're fully done all of your research using AI, using NotebookLM. What you're going to do is you're going to create a report, and I'm gonna do the strategic analysis. But you see how NotebookLM gives you one, two, three, four, 8 different options of how you can format your report and what you want to put in this report. I'm going to choose strategic analysis. You can describe the report you want. I'm not going to do that, but if I was interviewing for this role, I will put everything in here that I want to know about Airbnb that I think can help me on my interview, and I would then generate report. It's going to generate the report for you. I'm going to show y'all what that looks like in a second. I literally did this on all of my last interviews that I've had in the last 2 months. And your girl has been getting callbacks. I'm going to be sharing my resume building refinement prompts soon. Stay tuned for that. Make sure you come back so you can get that. So it's taken a while to generate this report. I showed y'all how it is, what it looks like, so we're not going to wait for it. The next thing we're going to do is, I heard that a great way to remember information is to listen to it as audio. So if I were you, at every stage of my interview process, I would go to sleep with, and if I really wanted the job, like if I was 10 toes down trying to get this job, these are the things that I would be doing, right? This separates me. This is how you know you're a one of one. When you prepare like everything is on the line, when you prepare, preparation builds confidence. Preparation builds competence. So when you prepare like you don't got nothing to lose, everything is on the line, it's going to show. I would come in here and I would do a little audio podcast brief. And I'm going to show you all that. And our other file is finished. Let's take a look at this. So, boom. I will copy this and put it into a Google Doc. But our next step is going into ChatGPT, which is our final step for interview prep. So I will show you this next time in part 3 of this series. Head to the comments. Let me know how you're enjoying this series. And don't forget to look for my Get Ready With Me prompts. At the end of this series, I'm going to be dropping my prompt list for how I get ready for interviews. That's going to have my resume refinement. That's going to have the types of questions that I ask. That's going to have everything I use to prepare for an interview, and how I continuously get callbacks for even $200,000 plus jobs, right? So go back to the studio. It's still thinking. I want y'all to just hear this real quick. I don't know how long it's going to take, but back to what I was saying. If you want to do Interview Like Olympian Prep, that is my book. That is where I have all the keys to interviewing and how to master the skill of interviewing. If you want to do Interview Like an Olympian Prep, go ahead and make an audio file of this. When you listen to something, while you're sleeping or while you're preparing for your night routine and into bed, it really helps you 10x remembering information and retaining information. So if you're one of those people who no matter how much you prepare, how far in advance, you really can't find yourself remembering stuff, this is for you. Go ahead and download this audio file. Also, when you're doing your mock interviews, download that file and practice it. Practice speaking into, I don't know, your phone, somewhere where you can put audio and store it as a file. And then play it back. I guarantee listening to that, your prep 2 nights before an interview, 2 days in a row, will help you remember everything. Okay, so I'll just share with y'all how this sounds. Oh, I can't share it. Okay, so this is part 2 of my Get Ready With Me for an Interview Process series. Let me know how y'all liked it. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you're also using AI tools to prepare for interviews. This is your favorite AI cousin. This is Jennifer. This is Jentrify Life. See you in the next episode.